Sports in the Jiffy is live on your radio. Empire Radio 102.1 FM. This is the edition of the show today, 27th day in the month of January, 2026. Here to preach the gospel of sport to you. I'll tell you about all of the latest news making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. Bits and pieces on the show this morning. Taking you through the top stories. Whether you're a sports person, someone who loves to love the game, or maybe you're an athlete yourself, I tell you this is the right place for you to be because the early bird has gone around the world to catch this scores, and I'll be more than willing to serve them to you and serving it to you fast with a lot of facts, and I'll be making it compact for your listening pleasure. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show this morning. Here's a short reminder that I can keep track of these updates and more by following us across all social media platforms. We're currently live on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM right there on YouTube. You can as well follow us right on our Facebook fan page at Impact Radio 102.1 FM. To the seat of the back of the net right about now, we get the show on the road. I will start with us coming through from the home front on the show this morning. Yes, a lot of stars currently on the way between, or should we say, as regards the future of the coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Eric Sekuchele, and right about now, the Director General of the National Sports Commission, Bukola Olopade, has dismissed a report suggesting that the Super Eagles head coach could leave his position. Don't forget, there's been a bit of news making the rounds that the Tunisian Football Federation are looking to snap the head coach from the Super Eagles of Nigeria, looking to double his salary because at the moment he currently earns $50,000 monthly, and it's been said that the Tunisian are looking to double that, making it $100,000 for him. Whether or not he's going to be tempted by that, I would say in the coming days. Chile definitely has attracted attention from several African nations after leading Nigeria to a third place finish at the Just Concluded African Cup of Nations that happened right there in Morocco. The Franco-Malian tactician has less than 1 year remaining on his current contract with the Nigerian Football Federation, fueling speculations over his future. And away from the men's football right now, I will go straight into talks about the Super Falcons of Nigeria, where the Nigerian women's national team, the Super Falcons, will be participating in the West African Football Union WAFUB 4-Nation Tournament as part of preparations for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations that will also be staged right there in Morocco. The Nigerian Football Federation confirmed that the tournament will take place in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire from February 27 to 7th of March 2026, serving as a build-up to the Continental Showpiece scheduled for March 17 to 3rd April 2026. The NFF Director of Competitions, Ruth David, disclosed that the reigning African champions have accepted an invitation from the WAFUB Secretariat to compete in the preparatory tournament, which will feature 4 West African teams that are qualified for the WAFCON 2026. The participating nations are host Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Nigeria, and also Senegal. Away from that right now, talking other sports on the show this morning. Nigeria has been drawn alongside Hong Kong, Saudi Arabia, and South Africa in Group 15 of the men's competition at the 2026 ITTF World Team Table Tennis Championship Finals, which is scheduled to take place in London from 29th of April. The draw ceremony was held yesterday at the Shangri-La Hotel right there in London. And Nigeria's men's team, led by African highest-ranked player Quadri Haruna, will be facing a challenging group that includes Hong Kong, renowned for its emerging young talent, Middle Eastern contender Saudi Arabia, and familiar continental rival South Africa. In the women's event, Nigeria will compete in Group 11 under the leadership of Fatima Bello. The team has been paired with Australia, Uzbekistan, and also Wales. African champions Egypt were handed a favorable draw in the men's competition. Omar Assal's side will contest Group 8 against Kazakhstan, Turkey, and also Thailand, while in the women's category, rising star Anagoda will spearhead Egypt challenge in Group 6, where they will face Algeria, South Africa, and also Syria. The many champions China, winners of the last 11 men's title, headline Group 1 alongside host nation England, 5-time champions Sweden, and Korea Republic. France, runners-up at the previous edition, have been drawn in Group 2 with Japan, Germany, and also Chinese Taipei as they pursue a maiden Sweating Cup trophy. The London 2026 Championship will mark the centenary of the World Table Tennis Championship, first stage in City in 1926. So yes, returning it to where it all began. Sports in the Jiffy right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. 72 in beats and in pieces. Tip central of the major stories currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sports. 72 in beats and in pieces this morning. I always tell you, whether you're a sports person or someone who loves the thrill of the game, or maybe an athlete yourself, this is the right place for you to be. be, because the early bet has gone around the world to catch the scores, and I am more than willing to serve them to you just the way you like it. Don't forget, I will serve this package Monday through to Fridays from 10 a.m. down to the flip side of that. And away from the home front this morning, I'll go straight to Europe with us coming through from the world of tennis. Big upsets are currently happening right there with some of the top names being knocked out of the ongoing Australian Open right there at the Melbourne Park, Road Lava Arena, and also the John Cain Arena. A couple of games have gone down early this morning, but from yesterday, Ben Shelton continues his run in Melbourne with a 4-set win over Casper Ruud, winning 3-6, 6-4, 6-3, 6-4 to reach the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. And it's the third time Shelton is making the Australian Open quarterfinals with the win. Shelton improved his season 2026 season record to 5-1, reaching the 5th Grand Slam quarterfinals of his career. After the match, Shelton shared a light moment during his on-court interview with Jim Courier, who joked about creating his own swagger rankings. While in the WTA, Iga Swiatek says she prefers longer rallies and hitting with more spin because that's how she learned to play tennis. Speaking at the Australian Open, Swiatek was asked about facing opponents who also play with a lot of spin and why she seems comfortable in those matchups. The world number 2 explained that her preference for longer exchanges comes from how she learned the game and the tennis she grew up watching. Swiatek added that her influence played a bigger role in shaping her current career. Away from that right now, I've seen two more thoughts coming through from the all-going Australian Open. Back to the ATP talk right about now. German Torsid Alexander Zverev thanks his side for guiding him past an unbelievable Lennartian into the Australian Open semi-finals this morning. The 20-year-old Lennartian, ranked 29th in the world, was bidding to become the youngest man to reach the last four in Melbourne for 34 years. But Zverev, who produced a 7 masterclass to reach his 10th Grand Slam semi-finals with 6-3, 6-7, 6-1, 7-6 victory on the Road Lava Arena. A beating finalist last year, Zverev fired down 24 aces and committed just one double fault alongside winning 76% of his first serve point. He saved all 3 break points he faced with an unreturned serve in that encounter earlier this morning. And right now, Zverev will be facing either world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz or 6th Alex de Minaur, the last Russian left standing in the singles of the semi-finals. While in the WTA, Anna Sabalenka says her mentality is trophy or nothing as she maintained her pursuit of a 3rd Australian Open in 4 years with a dominant quarterfinal victory over teenager Iva Jovic. World number 1 Sabalenka overpowered rising American star Iva Jovic 6-3, 6-0 and awaits 3rd seed Kukugayev or Ukraine's Elena Svitolina in the semifinals. The 27-year-old Belarusian, a 4-time major singles champion, has made the semifinal stage at 14 of the last 17 majors she has contested. Sabalenka is the only 3rd women player to reach 8 consecutive singles semi-finals at the Grand Slams in the past 38 years after Lindsay Davenport and also Martina Hingis, who have also done it in the time past. According to Jovic yesterday, or should I say early this morning, she describes Sabalenka, who has worked on controlling her emotions on court to achieve consistency at the sport's biggest tournament, a very inspiring player right there. And away from that talk right now, quickly let's skedaddle into the world of basketball with stories coming through from the NBA on the show this morning. Luka Doncic put on another scoring masterclass with 46 points as the Los Angeles Lakers claimed the 129-118 victory at the Chicago Bulls. The Slovenia guard all included 8 3-pointers and he also registered 7 rebounds and 12 assists in the United Center to end the Bulls' 4-game unbeaten run. Doncic becomes the quickest Laker to reach 2,000 points, achieving the feat in his 65th game since he was traded by the Dallas Mavericks last February. It was the 4th match in a row that the 26-year-old has finished with more than 30 points and he tops the NBA scoring chart with an average of 33.8 points per game. He now joins Kobe Bryant as the only player in Lakers history with at least 45 points, 10 assists and 5 3-pointers in a single game. LeBron James added 24 points, 5 rebounds and 3 assists for the Lakers, with Rui Hachimura hitting 23 points off the bench. And despite Doncic's achievement, Lakers coach JJ Redick admitted after the game that the superstar still gives him anxious moments on the sidelines. Away from that right now, going straight into the world of football. Major stories coming through on the show this morning. Just so you know, we've also got transfer bit to share with you. Just have it on the back pages of the major dailies. The January transfer window will definitely be shutting down in about 5 days away from now. February 2nd is when we get to say au revoir to another transfer window. And we'll wait for the summer transfer window once again. And a couple of players already switching sides, going left to right, side and side. And a bit of rumors are currently making the rounds about some of the players that might just be on the move anytime from now. Sports in Jiffy on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget that we are currently live on our Facebook fan page at Empire Radio 102.1 FM and also on YouTube at Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Before we go straight to Europe, quickly taking the result of the match that was played in the Nigerian Premier Football League from yesterday evening. Remo Stars and the search for stability in the 2025-2026 Nigerian Premier Football League continue to falter. Because yes, there were 4 Blue Stars arrived at the Lake Salami Stadium, hoping a change of venue would spark a turnaround, playing away from their usual base in Ikene for the first time after their enforced relocation, and the champions were eager to make a statement. Instead, they were handed an early reminder of their struggles. Just 5 minutes into the match, Kun Khalifa struck first. Ebertome Ogenetega took advantage of a loose start from Remo Stars and calmly put the visitors ahead, stunning the home crowd right there. And the shadows of Remo Stars' location hung heavily over the game. The club has been ordered to compete their own fixtures in Ibadan and also fined 7 million naira following the crowd trouble involving supporters at the previous match that was played right there in Ikene. For Kun Khalifa, if you ask me, the draw offered some form of encouragement, although they remain rooted at the bottom of the table. The point they took them to 19 and still 7 points away from safety. While for Remo Stars, defending champions remain in struggle, sitting just 2 points above the relegation zone, and they now turn their attention to match 23, where they face a difficult away trip to Warri Wolves in Ozoro, hoping for a response that can revive their campaign right about now. And away from that story now, I've still got more thoughts coming through on the show this morning. Just like I mentioned, we scattered to Europe, taking some of the latest transfer bids, just as we have it on the back pages of the major dailies. And don't forget that the UEFA Champions League will also return to our screen from tomorrow. In team with transfer bids, just as we have it on the back pages of the major dailies this morning, it's been said there's a bit of contract extension talks between Bayern Munich and also Hurricane. Bayern Munich sporting director Max Eberl says the German club are in talks with Hurricane about extending the striker's contract. The 2-year-old England captain joined on a 4-year deal from Tottenham Hotspur in August 2023 in a move that was worth initial 100 million euros. That's about 86.4 million pounds. And Hurricane has since scored 119 goals and registered 30 assists in 126 games for Bayern, and claimed the first major trophy of his career when he helped them with the 2024-2025 Bundesliga title. In October, Kane said he could definitely see himself staying at Bayern, and that his desire to return to the Premier League had gone down a little bit. Kane has also helped Bayern to second in the Champions League group phase table with 1 game to go. This season alone, he has scored 34 times in 30 games of his company side, including 21 goals in 19 Bundesliga outings, as he tries to beat former Bayern striker Robert Lewandowski's record of 41 goals in a single Bundesliga campaign. More transfer bit on this show. This one has been said that Besiktas have paid 11.2 million pounds to Roma for Temi Abraham, as the Turkish club prepared to sell him to Aston Villa. Right there, it's also said that Fulham are advancing in talks to sign winger Oscar Ball from Manchester City. Flamengo are close to resigning West Ham for Lucas Paqueta for more than 41 million euros, about 35.5 million pounds right there. And also big reports coming through that Nottingham Forest have reportedly added 35 million Jean-Philippe Mateta right there. Still more transfer bids on the show this morning. It's been said that Taiwo Awoniyi has endured the difficulty with a goal drought of 348 days, but the Nigerian striker says he never lost belief that he could still compete at the Premier League level. Coming off the bench at the JTech Community Stadium marked only Awoniyi's 9th appearance of the season for Nottingham Forest, and finding the back of the net proved the significant moment for the forward, who sustained a serious abdominal injury towards the end of last campaign. For him, he says he has always believed that this is where he wants to be, that is the English Premier League. I always believe that he is a Premier League player, no matter what is going on around him, and he's definitely looking to focus more on playing right there. Also, Sunderland and Nottingham Forest are monitoring Lazio midfielder Fisayo Dele Bashiru after the Turkish Super League side Trabzonspor opened exploratory discussions with Serie A over a potential move for the Nigerian international. It's been said that according to reports that Trabzonspor have made initial contact with Lazio to sound out the conditions of a possible deal for the 24-year-old, who is increasingly being viewed as one of the most sought-after Nigerian players currently operating in Europe. Tanzania Giants Simba have opened discussions over a potential move for Nigerian goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali as they look to reinforce their squad following an injury to first-choice shortstopper Musa Kamara. The 29-year-old who plays for South Africa Premiership side Chippa United is in the final 6 months of his contract and is eligible to enter pre-contract negotiations with foreign clubs. According to reports, Simba exploring the possibility of bringing Nwabali to Dar es Salaam either during the current window or on a free transfer at the end of the season, although no agreement is said to have been reached between the sides just yet. And away from that right now, quickly still bringing you some more bits coming through from the world of football on the show this morning. Don't forget our 17 in bits and in pieces on the show, tiptoeing through some of the major stories currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. It means that Paris Saint-Germain have completed the signing of Barcelona's talented teenager Adro Fernandez after reaching an agreement to pay slightly more than his €6 million, and that's $7 million release clause to the Liga side. Fernandez, who is 18, shocked Barca this month when he revealed his intention to depart the club during January in search of regular football. Matches to look forward to today in the Coppa Italia last 16. Fiorentina will be hosting Como, while in the German Bundesliga, St. Pauli will be hosting RB Leipzig, Werder Bremen will be hosting Hoffenheim at about 8:30 p.m. Nigerian time in the German Bundesliga. Right there, and yes, tomorrow we'll be seeing the final lap of the group phase of the UEFA Champions League. In team matches will play simultaneously tomorrow. The likes of Paris Saint-Germain hosting Newcastle United, Napoli will be hosting Chelsea, Manchester City will be up against Galatasaray, and Borussia Dortmund will be hosting Inter Milan. Real Madrid travel to Benfica, Barcelona will be hosting Copenhagen, Bayer Leverkusen will be up against Villarreal, Atletico Madrid will be hosting Bodo Glimt, Arsenal will be hosting Kairas, Ajax will be hosting Olympiacos. All of these games to look forward to tomorrow in the UEFA Champions League. We'll be bringing you